My name is Henrietta Marrie. My language name is Bukal, and this is the land of the Gimuy Walubara Yidinji people. I'm connected to this country through my father, Quiblum, Hendrik Formal, and through my grandfather, Ngayi Quiblum, Ted Formal, and through my great-grandfather, Ye-I-Nie, a great Nalan, a great warrior. This is the lineage I come down, this is the lineage that connects me to this country. We're on the coastal area of North Queensland with the hills weaving in and out, and it's all this country which gives us our laws and our customs and our identity as Gimuy Yidinji people. When I first saw this photo of my grandfather, it's funny, my eyes are drawn mainly to the regalia that he wore, and that's the shell necklace that's around his forehead and through the hair, and the one that hangs around his neck. That's what draws me in. It's a powerful image of that. The king plate is merely a symbol of Western folks that recognise my great-grandfather as the sovereign leader of this country, which is powerful in a Western way in that recognition. But for me, it's really the shell regalia. The shells are what's been made from the natural products from this area by the hands of our people for them to wear. And it's the sweat and tears that are still within those objects that still remains very strong and connects with me. They were the ones he wore. They were the ones that were taken from him across the oceans, stored in a basement for hundreds of years, and not be seen again until just recently when the exhibition was held in London, where I was able to be there for that exhibition and walk past the glass casing that held inside of it the shell necklace of my great-grandfather. How can that be, that 100 years later, that this is exposed and put behind glass case where I could not touch it, I could not feel it, and all it is just a memory, a symbol for Westerners to look at. It really touched me. That was just so emotional. When he was given that king plate at the time in 1905, our people were being removed from their country. Many of our people were still being massacred. Many of our children were being taken away. I don't know what was going on in his mind, but I can think for the fact that we survived and we're in the 21st century, showed that my great-grandfather had so much strength to see past the atrocities that had taken place to ensure that many of these people would survive. He didn't give away our land, and I really want to emphasise that. He didn't give away his sovereign rights to this country. He was one of the peacemakers who tried to ensure that many of his people weren't going to be slaughtered. I see that king plate as recognising his sovereign ownership of this country we call Gimuy. I see this king plate as also a symbol of the recognition of his sovereign ownership to this country itself. So there's a lot of strength in that. There's a lot of strength in that. I think it would have been a very tough time for him. The burden that he had to try to, one, is hold on to what laws he could, but also to move his people out of harm's way. I think the strength that he had certainly was handed down to my grandfather and through his father and to all of us today. To reflect this back to our great-grandfather, the great warrior, the great Nalan of this country, really that unbroken links that we have to this country, for me is such a powerful way of moving forward. I may have travelled the world, worked overseas, to still come back and to be here and to be strengthened by such images of his photograph and of the regalias and the history we continue to tell through the dances and the stories and the art is such a powerful mapping of who we are as Yidinji people. So my grandfather, he brings this all together in the image that you see of him in this photograph.